In 1849, a French physicist named Antonio Louis Fizeau did measure the speed of light. As Galileo had done, Fizeau chose two high points, but in his case, they were a good deal further apart, at just over 8.5 kilometers. In place of covering and uncovering lanterns, he used shining light through the edge of a toothed wheel. Whether the light beam got through the edge of the wheel depended on the wheel's position. If one of the gaps was in front of the light beam, it got through. If one of the teeth was in front of the light beam, it was blocked. To avoid the problem of human reaction time, Fizeau placed a mirror on the far hill instead of a person. He also added a partially reflected mirror to guide returning light to his eye. When Fizeau set the wheel spinning at slow speed, a flash of light that shot through one of the gaps would travel to the mirror on the distant hilltop, get reflected, and travel back to Fizeau so fast that the gap was still in place. The wheel had not had time to move a tooth in the way of the beam of light to block its return. Fizeau then increased the speed of the wheel until the light moving through each gap of the mirror and back encountered a tooth instead of the gap on its return. This blocked the light from getting to his eye. Fizeau continued to make the wheel spin faster until eventually the light would shoot through a gap, and by the time it traveled to the mirror and back, the tooth had moved completely across the line of sight. The beam of light returned just in time to move through the next gap, and he could see it again. In super slow motion, it would look like this. Knowing the number of teeth and the rotation rate, Fizeau could calculate the time it took for one tooth to move out of the way of the returning light. Dividing the distance by the time gave him the speed of light at 313 million meters per second. He was only off by 4%.